Hello folks, this is Singing Toad, and today what I'd like to talk about is a Swiss Army knife that I particularly like. And before I get into the discussion on this particular Swiss Army knife, or Victorinox knife, I want to give a shout out to the Big Canucker. He recently got to 1,000 subs. Good job, buddy, for getting 1,000 subs. You know, that's a great achievement for a fairly new channel. He's been around for a couple of years now, and that's just really awesome. So if you're not already subscribed to the Big Canucker, I invite you to go to his channel. Say, hello from Singing Toad, and I sent you to his channel to check him out. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you very much, guys. But anyway, moving along here, we're going to talk about this Swiss Army knife. This is the Victorinox EvoGrip 17, I think. It's either the 17 or the 18, I can't remember. Really the only difference between the 17 and the 18 is the other one has yellow scales, and it has, instead of the corkscrew, it has a Phillips head screwdriver. And that's really the only difference. However, what prompted me to make this video is I actually saw Gideon's Tactical did a video on this. Now, he did the one on the yellow version. I think it's the 18 model. And of course, it basically is identical to this, but it has the Phillips head drive instead of the corkscrew in this place. But the big difference between the model that he had versus the model that I have, and maybe the eagle-eyed viewer here may have already figured it out, okay? But there is something very important that's different about this knife from the other one, and that is right there, that lock. Okay, so this guy here has a locking. Okay, so I'm putting force on the back of this blade, and it's not, shutting because it's got a lock, and it's got almost like a half stop. Yeah, I guess I'd call that a 1/3 stop. It's not a true half stop, but yeah, that's the major difference. This has a locking blade. So I guess what I wanted to mention is that a lot of people don't like Swiss Army knives because they don't have locking blades. So by comparison, this is my Super Tinker, which, by the way, if we put the two side by side, and of course the camera doesn't want to focus. Focus camera. Alright. You can see that the EvoGrip is a slightly shorter. I think this is 91 millimeters, and I think this is 88 millimeters or 87, something like that. So it's a little bit shorter. So it's a little stubbier. But if we just take a look at the main blade here, you can see it's just a slip joint, okay? And it has no walk and talk. This one just like that, and it will just guillotine shut and chop your fingers off. No, I'm kidding. It's not going to do that. But some people don't like the classic Swiss Army knife because they don't like the slip joint mechanism. So this guy, of course, has that locking main blade, and the cool thing is because it's got that that 1/3 stop, it gives you the opportunity to get your fingers clear before you shut it, which is really neat. So very quickly, I'm just going to go through the other tools. This guy has kind of like a personal grooming tool. It's kind of like a nail cleaner under here, and then it's got a little kind of like an emery board, little file, like a nail file. And this is great for like personal hygiene. Obviously, you've got the scale tools. You've got your toothpick, and I don't know why the focus is being so rotten on this today. But you got your tweezers. Can we get to focus? There we go. And let's see here. I'm gonna have to look over this way because it's hard for me to see what we got here. So I'll start on this side here. So we have your typical can opener and a small flathead screwdriver. You also have this cap lifter and flathead screwdriver. Now there is something interesting here. because this is based off of a Wenger design that Victorinox bought out Wenger, which was the other Swiss Army knife company, when you put pressure on this here, now of course I can't really demonstrate this. I don't, let me see if I can find something to press against here. Alright, so I just found this like piece of wood, but I don't know how well this will show it. But if you look really closely right here, as I press, you can see how it squishes in. See that? How it's kind of, let me get more in the center. See how it presses in? When it does that, it locks into a little nook, and it makes it so that this is unlikely to fold shut on you. So, I guess it technically has a second locking tool in there. What's the next one? Oh, here we go, the saw. So of course it's got a little wood saw. I mean, obviously you're not going to saw a tree down with this, but this is great for like making notches and things. What else do we got here? We also have the scissors. Now, some people like these scissors and some people really hate them. One of the criticisms is that as I'm pressing the scissors, you can see how the scissors are moving. They're going this direction as I press. They are... Yeah, this camera doesn't want to focus, guys, sorry. But they are serrated teeth on the scissors. They claim that they're self-sharpening. Now again, it also has this this bar here, torsion bar, as opposed to the spring. Actually, since I happen to have my Super Tinker right here, let me pull the scissors out. So this is like the scissors that you'd see on a regular Victorinox. It's got the wire, and you'll notice when I press, the scissors don't move. Okay, so just by comparison, real quick, you can kind of see the difference. So let me just put that away. Yeah, they claim they're self-sharpening because of little serrations. I'm indifferent. I don't, either design works for me. What's on the back side? Okay, so we have the corkscrew, which is obvious. And what else is back here? We have the awl, which has a hole, so it is like a awl reamer, hole punch kind of thing. So, is that all of them? Did I get them all? And I guess they technically count this ring as a tool. I'm probably missing a tool or two in here. But what I do want to mention is just, the fact that, I mean, this thing's a really small package. I mean, like, it just fits in the palm of your hand, my hand at least. It's got grip on it. It's a little bit shorter, in length from a standard Swiss Army knife. So again, hey, we're focusing finally. Thank you, camera. So you can see it's a little bit shorter in length. Now, obviously, it's a little bit thicker because it's, how many layers is that? What we got there? 1, 2, 3. So it's a 4-layer knife. Excuse me. Super Tinker's a 3-layer knife. This is an excellent knife, by the way, the Super Tinker. This is one of my EDC options. But, this is just a great little knife. And now, whether you want to carry it, in the pocket or throw it in a bag or whatever, I've got this little lanyard that I made, this little 550 paracord, high visibility, this chartreuse. It just makes it easy to see it. I typically carry this in a camping bag. It's just a great thing to have for a camping trip, or put it in your fishing tackle box. I mean, you really can't go wrong. And the fact that it's got, where is it again? That kind of like this personal hygiene tool. And I can't stress enough how, when you're in the wilderness, in the bush, personal hygiene is something you might forget to do, if you're on a long excursion. So having something that you can clean your fingernails with, file a fingernail with, and then of course, the tweezers and the toothpick are invaluable for personal self-care. And then of course it's got, all the other tools that are in it. But the main star of the show is that locking blade. Now, the blade is kind of different here. If I can come back to my other Swiss Army knife here. So, you'll notice when I hold them, let's just come off to the side here. Getting some crazy shadows here. Whatever. You can see that this one is longer by a wee bit. But this guy's wider, he's broader, he's got a broader, more belly, and he's got a lot more belly. So You know, even though this is like the traditional Victorinox pen blade, if you will, this guy has a little more belly to him. Now, of course, you only have just the one knife in this tool. That's it. You know, the Super Tinker, of course, has the small blade, which on this one I've actually reground it to have like a chisel grind, because I use this more as a craft knife, a craft blade. And of course he's got the screwdriver, and oh, that's what he's got. This guy's got the all-purpose hook. But you know, whether you want to carry this guy in the pocket or however, if you don't like a lanyard, you know, you can put a little pocket clip thing. This is, what does this say? Key Smart, I think is what that says. Let me look at it here. Yeah, it says Key Smart is what it says there. And forgive me guys, my eyes aren't as good as they once were. But you know, this is like your standard kind of Swiss Army knife thing here. And this is, you know, the EvoGrip. So what I recommend this one for, as I mentioned, is great for a camping bag or in a fishing tackle box. You can obviously pocket carry this, but I think this is a good knife for a youngster, or someone with small hands. You know, first of all, you've got this grip, which really facilitates good grip. And, you know, someone with smaller hands, this is going to feel probably better in their hands. The fact that you have the safety of a locking blade, you know, is also probably better for a youngster. So this would be a great kind of like beginner Swiss Army knife for someone, maybe a younger child, obviously with adult supervision. You know, you don't want to just give this to, like, you know, a youngster and then just be like, oh, go play, you know. Here's a pack of matches too while you're at it. No, I'm just kidding, folks. Obviously with adult supervision. But yeah, this is a great, you know, like first Swiss Army knife for someone, and just a great one to have. So anyway, I just wanted to, you know, quickly talk about this this particular multi-tool slash knife, you know, as Victorinox would say, the original multi-tool. And I mean, really it is. I mean, yeah, it doesn't have pliers, but I mean, there are Swiss Army knives that do. But if you don't like the red, hey, it comes in yellow. And if you don't like the corkscrew, guess what? There's a Phillips head driver. And I don't know if they make different versions of this that have locking blades and non-locking blades. I'm not sure. If you're from the United Kingdom or something, or somewhere, you know, let me know. Can you get this same knife in the United Kingdom, and does it come with a lock, or does it not have a lock on it? You know, I'd be interested to know. That's something I would be fascinated to know. So anyway, you know what, folks, I'm going to ask a question. What was your first Swiss Army knife? Put it down in the comments. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. This is Singing Toad, signing out.